What if I told you there's a video game where the soundtrack sounds better than most movies, the characters feel more real than in many Netflix dramas, and yet people are still debating whether it's even a video game? That's Mixtape. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what it does right and what it doesn't. Let's start with the brutal. The story and characters are truly captivating. Mixtape follows Stacy Rockford, a music-obsessed girl about to move to New York City to pursue her dream of becoming a music supervisor. It's her last night in the town she calls Big Suck, with her two best friends. Slater, the most emotionally stable guy in the history of high school, and Cassandra, the perfect student trapped under the thumb of a cop dad who doesn't let her breathe. 3 friends, 1 night, 1 cassette. And the game makes you feel every minute of it. What sets Mixtape apart from other games in the genre is that its characters speak like real teenagers, not like actors trying to sound young. They have profound conversations about the fear of growing up, about letting go of what you love, about whether the outside world will devour you or not. They're good kids, as carefree and rebellious as you're supposed to be at that age. The visual style is a work of art in motion. Mixtape's visuals are unlike anything you've seen this year. The characters have unique polygon models and color contrasts that feel alive. Stacy's eyes, for example, tell you her story before she even opens her mouth. That emotional exhaustion, that selective apathy toward the adult world. Even the way she moves her legs when Cass's dad gives her one of his lectures tells you more than any dialogue. It's animation with intention. And when the game starts mixing real images, old photos, and footage from a bygone era, the nostalgia hits you differently. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like opening a box of memories that aren't yours, but that you somehow recognize. The soundtrack is simply brutal. This game features the Smashing Pumpkins, Joy Division, Iggy Pop, Siouxsie and the Banshees, DEVO, Roxy Music, The Cure, and the list goes on. But what makes Mixtape special isn't just that these songs play in the background, but that they are an active part of the narrative. Stacy literally breaks the fourth wall to explain why she chose each track for that specific moment. The music doesn't decorate the story, it drives it. If you're someone who has a playlist for every situation in your life, this game will speak directly to your soul. The creative gameplay moments surprise you. Mixtape structures its gameplay in vignettes of memory, and some of those sequences are pure ingenuity. Skating around the neighborhood transforms into a declaration of rage against the world. A walk through the woods suddenly makes you feel like you're flying. The first kissing scene uses the joysticks to control the clumsy tongues of 2 teenagers with braces. Yes, it's as weird and as perfect as it sounds. Those moments where the game uses interactivity to make you feel something concrete are unforgettable. They're the highlights of the album. Tight length and no filler. The game lasts between 3 and 5 hours depending on how much you explore, and that's exactly what it needs. It doesn't drag things out, every scene exists for a reason. When it ends, you feel like you've seen something complete, not like you've been cut short or had your time wasted with unnecessary padding. Now let's look at the ugly. The interactivity barely justifies its existence. Here's Mixtape's biggest problem. During most scenes, your hands are superfluous. The game constantly interrupts you to ask you to do something, but these interruptions don't bring you closer to the story. They only remind you that you have a controller in your hand. One reviewer summed it up well. Out of a 3-hour playtime, there are only 2 moments where you actually feel that your participation as a player contributed to the narrative. 2. That's a very poor ratio. The best narrative games use mechanics to reinforce what they're telling you. Mixtape only does this occasionally, and the rest of the time, it has you sweeping leaves from a circle painted on the floor or seeing how many shopping carts you can crash into. Fun for 30 seconds, forgettable the next. The minigames are inconsistent. Some minigames are too simple, almost insultingly easy, and others have controls that feel poorly calibrated. The softball minigame, for example, is designed to show you how good Cassandra is at a sport she doesn't even care about. It's a key moment for her character. But if you repeatedly fail because the controls are unresponsive, that narrative flow is completely broken. The game even has a VHS animation rewinding when you fail, which is a creative touch, but it doesn't alleviate the underlying frustration. There are sequences where all you do is press a button whenever you want with no consequences, and others where the game suddenly demands reflexes and attention to obstacles. This inconsistency in the level of difficulty is more disconcerting than entertaining. The flying sections quickly lose their magic. There are several sequences where Stacy literally flies, and the first time is beautiful, conveying that sense of teenage freedom the game aims for. The problem is that they repeat it several times, and by the second or third flight, you realize it's completely on rails. There's no real freedom, and that's where the metaphor falls apart. You can't sell freedom with invisible rails. It's an experience that relies heavily on vibe. If you don't immediately connect with the aesthetics, the music, or the characters, the game doesn't have much else to offer. There's no narrative tension, no mystery, no plot twists. It's just life, and that's a bold approach that works for some and not for others. If you're looking for solid mechanics, a more compelling story, or something that challenges you as a player, Mixtape will disappoint you. You know how it is, brutal or ugly, you decide. If you found this video helpful, the like below costs nothing and helps a ton. And if you want more of this, the subscription is waiting. See you in the next one.